Dave Matthews and Tim Earls returned to their annual weekend in Cancun, Mexico. Let's break down the setlist for night one. The poster for night one was done by Brian Steely, and I'm a big fan of this poster. You could say I'm down bad for this poster. You've got the UFO at the top here kind of acting as the head of a guitar, which kind of looks like a Mayan temple of some sort with the fire dancer right there in the middle. On the sides, we've got two snakes that are coming up to the top, and I'm a big fan of the colors. This is one I would have picked up, especially if it was my first trip down in Mexico. Dave and Tim opened up the weekend with Warehouse, the 10th time it's ever opened a Dave and Tim show, and the 5th time it's been played at these Mexico weekends. But that brings us then into Up and Away, only the 2nd time it's happened at this Mexico weekend, and I'm telling you, it's one of the rarest songs you can get while you're there. But that 1-2 punch out of the gate still wasn't enough. We then got Spaceman in the 3 slot and Help Myself in the 4 slot, both songs not played by Dave and Tim since 2017. Finishing off with The Stone, one of Dave's greatest songs. It's been played in Mexico almost every single weekend, but you're not going to find any complaints down there on the beach. Black and Bluebird, Samurai Cop, Save Me, number 41, When the World Ends, all of those have seen the Dave and Tim treatment, and you're always going to get those in Mexico. Black and Bluebird now have been played at 3 of the 8 Mexico weekends, but then Tim decided to bust out Kashmir, one of his rarer covers that he chooses to play, and probably one of the biggest treats you can receive, having been on that Las Vegas 2009 release. Dave and Tim then continued the run of kind of standard Dave and Tim songs, giving us Walk Around the Moon, Best of What's Around, Oh, and Old Dirt Hill, all played at about half of these Mexico weekends dating back to 2017. But it was after that moment that we got the biggest highlight of the night. For the first time since July 26th, 2013, Dave decided to bring back the song Kit Kat Jam. It's been gone for over 4,000 days. And some of you may know that that is my biggest song chase. So I'm very jealous of everybody that was down there in Mexico. You can't be at every show, but I'm hoping that it gets the full band treatment later this year. Not only was it the first time it hadn't been played in 4,000 days, it was the first time it had ever been played, Dave and Tim, and super unexpected if you had traveled down there, especially the last 8 years, trying to hear something new and different. Congratulations to everybody in Mexico catching that Kit Kat Jam. The rest of the show just kind of wanders into that usual Dave and Tim territory with Sister, Crush, Grace is Gone, Grace Street, following up with a encore of Rye Whiskey and Two-Step. But man, looking back on this one, getting Up and Away, Help Myself, Kit Kat Jam, it's about as good as it gets, taking us then into night 2.